Looking for foods to avoid with enlarged spleen and liver. Numerous people may not know about the problem of an enlarged spleen. Not even they have the idea about this particular body part in our health. The spleen is one of the most significant body parts, and it helps our body flow the right immunity system and body circulation. It is located on the left upper side of the abdomen. The spleen is one of the most vital and significant body organs that protect our body from infections. It also removes all the toxins and waste materials from the body. The primary responsibility of the spleen is to circulate the blood cells. It helps store white blood cells and store the platelets for blood clotting. Additionally, it also helps our body stay normal while going through diseases and infections. The size of the spleen often becomes larger than its normal size, and it may cause different types of health issues. Therefore, if you are facing the problem of an enlarged spleen, then you will have to avoid some foods daily. Here in this article, we will mention foods to avoid with enlarged spleen and liver problems. Those who do not know about the foods to avoid with enlarged spleen problems should read the whole article to find out the names of all foods. These foods can be hazardous when your spleen size becomes oversized compared to its normal size. In this video, number 1. Foods to avoid with enlarged spleen and liver. Number 1. What causes an enlarged spleen? Number 1. Enlarged spleen symptoms self-test. Number 1. Can enlarged spleen go back to normal size? Foods to avoid with enlarged spleen and liver. People who are going through this problem of an enlarged spleen should avoid some foods. If they do not pay attention to their food habits, then the size of the spleen may increase more. People who are facing the problem and have no idea what foods to avoid solve the problem. Here in this article, we offer them foods to avoid with enlarged spleen problems. Let us go through all the names of the foods to avoid them quickly. Number 1. Sugary foods. Eating sugar food daily can affect a bad reaction to your enlarged spleen. The immunity function of your body will automatically go down, or it will have to work harder to keep your immunity system well. Additionally, your body will lose the power to fight against your infection problem. Hence, it is the worst choice when you have the problem of an enlarged spleen. You will have to avoid all those foods that are highly possessed with sugar to solve the problem of enlarged spleen. Number 2. Alcohol. Another bad choice is taking alcohol while facing the problem of an enlarged spleen. It may often help your spleen to become larger than the normal size. People should immediately stop taking alcohol or drinking alcohol if they want to solve the enlarged spleen problem. Number 3. Smoking. After quitting the alcohol, it is also necessary to avoid the smoking habit initially. Both alcohol and cigarettes equally create a bad and negative impact on the spleen, and it may often increase the size of your spleen quickly. Besides that, it will lower the immunity system of your health, and you will face different types of health issues regularly. Number 4. Caffeine. All the caffeine-related products like tea, coffee, and other beverages you should not be taken if you are facing the problem of an enlarged spleen. This is another bad choice of food that people need to avoid. Hence, if you have the habit of taking the tea or coffee daily, you should stop taking the caffeine immediately. Number 5. Diet sodas. Besides that, you will also have to avoid that diet soda drinks. Most diet soda drinks include artificial colors and sweetened ingredients like saccharides and others. Hence, you will have to leave all the diet soda drinks if you want to solve the problem. Number 6. Processed oils. It is recommended to everyone to stop taking the processed oils or the refined oils. Cooking your foods with processed oils can initially lower your immunity system and damage it. Hence, it will be better if you cook all your foods with natural oils because it comes with omega-3 fatty acids and numerous vitamins, which can be helpful for your body. Number 7. Refined carbohydrates. Additionally, it will be best to leave all the refined carbohydrates foods because they are made with sugar and other such things. These foods can initially enlarge the size of your spleen day by day if you consume them regularly. Try to avoid all refined carbohydrates foods immediately. Number 8. Fast foods. You have to leave all the fast foods like pizza, burgers, and other fast foods if you want to normalize the size of your enlarged spleen. Number 9. Cold foods. Besides that, all those types of cold foods like red meat, seafood, and other cold foods initially decrease the size of the enlarged spleen. Number 10. Dairy products. On the other side, all types of dairy products that you eat daily need to stop immediately to normalize the size of the enlarged spleen. Number 11. Energy drinks. And lastly, we will suggest every one of you not take any energy drink while you are going through the problem of an enlarged spleen. What causes an enlarged spleen? If you are looking for the causes of an enlarged spleen, it may vary on the different types of diseases and infections that your body faces. However, it depends on your treatment and how immediately you will solve the problem for yourself. Keeping these things aside, here are some of the causes of the enlarged spleen for you to know. Infections, such as mononucleosis and toxoplasmosis, can be the cause of enlarged spleen. One of the bacterial infections, such as endocarditis, can cause an enlarged spleen. The diseases leukemia and lymphoma are other more causes of this problem. Some inflammatory diseases like sarcoidosis, lupus, and rheumatoid arthritis cause this problem. While playing sports, people receive trauma, which becomes the reason for major injuries in their body and initially enlarges the spleen. Besides that, the cancer type metastasized, which reached the spleen, is another reason for enlarging it. Enlarged spleen symptoms self-test. If we talk about the symptoms of an enlarged spleen problem, there are probably no typical signs or symptoms that will be found. However, in some of the cases, people can face symptoms like, if you face an enlarged spleen problem, you will be unable to eat or take large meals. After eating a small amount of food or nothing, you will feel the fullest throughout the whole day. You might feel a little bit of pain in the left upper side of the abdomen. One will face the problem of frequent infections. Other symptoms like fatigue, anemia, and weight loss. Additionally, easy bleeding is another one of the causes of an enlarged spleen problem. Can an enlarged spleen go back to normal size? People may often think about whether the enlarged spleen problem can go to the normal size or not. To put words into this section, we want to let you all know that the enlarged spleen can go back to its normal size if you take the help of medication and treatment. People can quickly solve the enlarged spleen problem by avoiding foods that should not take during this problem. We are already mentioned foods to avoid with enlarged spleen problems, and you must follow the names of those foods to avoid. Did you know that your liver has over 400 functions in your body? The liver is one of the most important organs. The liver's main function is to clean the body from all kinds of toxins and pollutants that you encounter every day from your environment. You get exposed to toxins from the air, water, plastics, and this cannot be avoided no matter how healthy your lifestyle is. The liver turns these toxins into waste and disposes of it out of the body through urine. It digests the fats, stores essential nutrients, and processes these nutrients. The liver is also responsible for repairing damaged cells in the body. This makes the liver a vital organ that should be healthy for the overall body well-being. The liver receives almost 30% of your body's food, which is then cleaned and filtered before being sent back to the body. It is working hard every minute to filter those thousands of dangerous toxins from your body. But have you ever thought if your liver is healthy or not? Initially, you may not realize that your liver is getting harmed, but you will observe many signs and symptoms indicating an unhealthy liver in the later stages. Warning signs: your liver is full of toxins. Extreme fatigue. You may have been experiencing unexplained exhaustion and fatigue, even when you are not doing anything. This may last for months before you notice the seriousness of the condition. The liver is responsible for providing energy to the body up to an extent as it turns glucose into glycogen and stores it for use later. When you have healthy working liver, it keeps supplying glucose to your body in between meals for energy. However, an unhealthy liver full of toxins cannot store this glucose and thus cannot contribute to energy. This leads to the feeling of being tired all the time. This chronic fatigue can make you lethargic and sluggish all the time. Pale skin and yellow eyes. When a liver is not functioning properly and is diseased, it makes the system collect a lot of bilirubin, a yellow pigment formed by the breakdown of red blood cells. As the liver is toxic, it fails to get rid of the old red blood cells and bilirubin, which results in jaundice. Jaundice is the scientific term used when your skin and eyes get pigmented into a yellowish tone. Abdominal pain. A liver full of toxins can cause inflammation. This inflammation further results in abdominal pain. As the liver is itself a large organ, when it gets inflamed, it presses on other organs, which leads to discomfort. Frequent allergies. A healthy liver filters the body of all harmful substances and gets rid of any potentially dangerous allergens. When so many substances enter your blood, the immune system recognizes them as allergens and stimulates antibodies. If your liver is full of toxic substances, you will start getting frequent allergies without explanation or reason. Gaining too much weight. You might be eating healthy food and exercising a lot, but still gaining a lot of weight. People tend to gain weight even if they are not overeating or have any hormonal imbalance. Well, the reason behind that is a toxic and unhealthy liver. When the liver cannot get rid of the toxic substances exposed to, it stores everything. The overload liver will not let you lose weight unless you cleanse and filter it of all the toxins you get from sweeteners, alcohol, medicines, swelling in legs and ankles. When your liver is unhealthy, and you ignore it for a long time, it tries to repair itself by creating scar tissues. These scar tissues do not let the liver operate, which results in hypertension. Hypertension makes the fluids get collected in the legs, which results in swelling. Even though this swelling is not painful, but it can cause a lot of discomfort. The swelling can extend the ankles, thighs, and calves. Itchy and irritable skin. Liver damages can result in the formation of bile in the bloodstream. This bile can create rashes on your skin and make it extremely itchy. The bile duct blockage leads to the stagnation of bile, which flows in the blood and causes irritable skin. If you have been itching a lot lately, then it's time to pay some attention to your liver. Easy bruising and bleeding. Are you getting bruised and bleeding easily, even because of a small scratch? Then it can be because your liver is not healthy. After all, the proteins you require to clot the blood are not being generated enough. Lack of concentration. If you have been struggling to concentrate while reading or working, then it might be that your body is not getting enough energy. It happens when your blood has too many toxins that are released from a toxic liver. When you don't get enough energy, it makes you lose concentration and lose mental clarity. Foul breath. Embarrassed about bad breath that won't go away. High toxic levels in your bloodstream can result in some fruity, musky smell from your mouth, which doesn't go away even when you are maintaining good dental hygiene. More common signs. Small spider-like capillaries under the skin that are visible. Blemishes and pigmentation on face and body. Itching and burning sensation in the palm of your hands. Excessive sweating. Headaches and migraines. If you observe any of the above-mentioned signs and symptoms constantly, then it's time to give your liver the much-needed detox and boost. Do not take this organ of your body for granted. Ignorance can lead to serious health conditions later. The liver can heal itself, but we would still recommend using natural products to boost your liver's performance. We hope this video was helpful.